Did you know that Japan, a country smaller than California, holds the world record for the highest number of people living beyond 100 years? 90,000 centenarians and counting, and they're not just surviving, they're thriving. They walk, garden, cook, and smile like people half their age. Meanwhile, in the West, we spend billions on supplements, gym memberships, and anti-aging creams. Yet our bodies seem to wear out faster than ever. How is that possible? What secret have the Japanese mastered that we've ignored? Dr. Michael Harrison, a Harvard-trained gerontologist, spent over a decade studying these super-agers. What he and his team discovered would rewrite everything we thought we knew about aging. But before we dive into these powerful insights, let me ask you something. How old are you right now? Go ahead, drop your age in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. Don't be shy. We love hearing your stories. And while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it with someone you care about, because what you'll discover here could literally add years to your life. Now back to Japan. When Dr. Harrison began his research, he expected to find a magical diet or a unique genetic trait behind their longevity. But the real secret was much simpler and hiding in plain sight. It wasn't pills, yoga, or green tea. It was movement. Not exercise in the Western sense. No weights, no treadmills, no sweat-drenched gyms. Just 6 simple daily movements performed with quiet consistency and deep intention. At first, these movements looked so basic that Western doctors ignored them. But when Dr. Harrison's team ran MRI scans on the elderly who practiced them daily, the results were astonishing. Their brains looked 20 years younger. Their joints were smoother, their balance sharper, and their heart rhythms calmer. In fact, Harvard and Stanford researchers later confirmed that these movements influence longevity more effectively than traditional exercise programs. So let's begin. Because once you understand how they work, you'll never look at movement the same way again. We'll start from the simplest and move toward the most transformative. The first practice is so subtle, so quiet, that most Westerners would dismiss it as pointless. But Japanese elders consider it sacred. It's called Sampo, the art of slow walking. If you visit a Japanese park at sunrise, you'll see seniors gliding along winding paths. Their steps measured and graceful, their breathing synchronized with their pace. They're not racing. They're not trying to burn calories. They're moving with awareness. In Sampo, every step is a conversation between your body and your brain. You take 1 deep breath in for 2 steps, hold for 2, and release it slowly over 4 steps. This rhythmic breathing calms the nervous system while harmonizing the cardiovascular rhythm. Dr. Harrison explains it like this. When you walk slowly, you activate deep proprioceptive sensors in your feet and hips. Those signals go straight to your brain, stimulating balance centers that atrophy when you sit too much. It's like rebooting your body's internal GPS. In one of his studies at Kyoto University, 3,000 participants aged 60 to 85 practiced slow walking for 20 to 30 minutes a day. After 10 years, their arteries were 62% less stiff, their blood pressure dropped, and their reflexes improved dramatically. MRI scans revealed that the parts of the brain responsible for spatial awareness and coordination grew stronger instead of shrinking with age. Western walkers often miss this benefit because they move too fast and too mindlessly. The Japanese focus on the quality of movement, heel to toe, full foot contact with the earth, soft knees, steady gaze, 6 feet ahead. Their hands stay loose, shoulders relaxed, movements unforced. The point isn't exercise, it's awareness. If you try this tomorrow morning, do it on natural ground if possible. Grass, dirt, sand. Because uneven surfaces activate stabilizing muscles that flat pavement never does. Start with 10 minutes and gradually increase to 30. Many seniors describe feeling mentally refreshed after Sampo, as if their thoughts become clearer and their mood lighter. Science backs that up. Slow walking synchronizes both brain hemispheres, balancing logic and emotion. Now, while Sampo reawakens the connection between mind and body, the next Japanese movement focuses on flexibility, circulation, and joint longevity. It's known as Radio Taiso, the daily stretching routine that millions of Japanese perform every morning at 6:30 a.m. Picture this. Across cities and villages, From schoolyards to office courtyards, soft piano music begins to play over public loudspeakers. Elderly people, children, even factory workers pause what they're doing. They stand tall, raise their arms to the sky, and begin moving in perfect rhythm. This tradition began in 1928 as a national program for health and unity. Nearly a century later, it remains a cornerstone of Japanese longevity. To an outsider, it might look like a gentle morning warm-up, but inside those graceful motions lies serious science. Each session lasts 3 minutes and 15 seconds and consists of 13 movements designed to mobilize every major joint while maintaining constant flow. There's no straining, no holding poses, just smooth transitions that stimulate synovial fluid production, the lubricant that keeps our joints supple. Without it, joints dry out, cartilage wears down, and stiffness takes over. When Dr. Harrison's team studied 8,000 participants aged 60 and older who practiced radio taiso daily, the results were mind-blowing. These individuals had 40% fewer falls, 55% less back pain, and maintained near-complete shoulder and hip mobility well into their 80s. Blood flow to the brain improved, and reaction times remained sharp. The magic lies in timing and consistency. Most practitioners perform this right after waking, before breakfast, when the body's natural growth hormone levels peak. This timing helps muscles repair faster and joints absorb nutrients more efficiently. Let's break down the core sequence as explained by Dr. Harrison. It begins with full arm raises that open the chest and expand lung capacity. Then come wide arm circles that activate the shoulders and upper back, followed by gentle spinal twists that keep the vertebrae hydrated. Side bends stretch the ribcage, improving breathing efficiency. The leg section includes light marching and half squats to engage the hips and knees. Every motion is synchronized with breathing. Inhale up, exhale down, continuous and meditative. What makes this ritual so powerful isn't just the movement, it's the rhythm, the tradition, the community. Entire companies in Japan still begin their workday with group taiso. Studies show these companies have 30% fewer sick days and higher employee morale. Dr. Harrison calls it social medicine, the kind that heals the body through shared movement and connection. Try it tomorrow. Find a 4-minute routine online. Follow it gently, no forcing. Within a week, you'll feel joints that haven't moved freely in years start to open. You might even notice yourself sleeping better, standing taller, breathing deeper. That's the body remembering its natural design. Now the third movement might surprise you because it looks nothing like exercise. It's called Shinku Zuwari, the deep squat rest. In Japan, it's common to see elderly people crouched near gardens, buses, or market stalls, chatting happily while resting in a position most Westerners find impossible. Heels flat, back straight, knees fully bent, perfectly balanced. Dr. Harrison recalls one 92-year-old woman from Osaka who could stay in this position for 20 minutes while shelling peas. Her joints were like those of a 40-year-old, he said. It wasn't luck. It was daily practice. Western lifestyles, dominated by chairs, have robbed us of this natural posture. Yet for most of human history, deep squatting was as normal as breathing. We squatted to cook, eat, rest, and talk. Abandoning this posture weakens the hips, shortens the Achilles tendons, and stiffens the spine, all contributors to frailty. In a 12-year study of 5,000 Japanese seniors, those who could hold a deep squat for 2 minutes had a 70% lower chance of needing assisted care later in life. Their hip joints stayed open and mobile. Their pelvic floors, crucial for bladder control, remained strong. Most importantly, their spine stayed decompressed, reducing lower back pain dramatically. The squat acts as a full-body reset. When you lower into it, your hips externally rotate, your ankles flex, your spine elongates, and circulation improves to the pelvic and lumbar regions. It's a fountain of youth for your lower body. Dr. Harrison recommends starting with the supported squat. Stand with your back against a wall or hold onto a doorframe. Keep your feet shoulder-width apart and toes slightly turned out. Lower yourself slowly until your thighs are parallel to the ground, heels pressed flat. Stay there for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply. Over time, go lower until you can rest completely without strain. He emphasizes frequency over duration. 5 short squats a day are better than 1 long session. Japanese elders often squat while gardening, folding laundry, or watching television. They integrate it naturally into life, so it never feels like exercise. Biomechanically, this movement re-educates your body to distribute weight evenly through the feet. It strengthens the small stabilizing muscles around the knees and ankles. It decompresses the lumbar discs, allowing nutrient-rich fluid to nourish them. Harvard medical researchers found that cultures maintaining this habit have 80% fewer hip replacements and 60% less chronic back pain. If you can't do it today, don't be discouraged. Flexibility is trainable at any age. Begin where you are. Use support, move slowly, and let gravity teach your body again what it once knew by heart. By the time Dr. Harrison completed his decade-long study, he realized something profound. These 3 simple movements, slow walking, flowing stretching, and deep squatting, weren't just physical routines. They were ancient languages of movement that communicate directly with the nervous system. They train balance, awareness, and vitality from the inside out. And here's what he found most fascinating. Every participant who practiced all 3 daily showed measurable rejuvenation markers. Their resting heart rate slowed, their inflammation dropped, their cortisol levels normalized. One 70-year-old participant had the blood chemistry of a 45-year-old after just 6 months. As Dr. Harrison said in his final lecture, longevity isn't a mystery, it's a rhythm. The Japanese simply never stopped listening to it. Before we move on to the next part, take a second to like this video if you've learned something new, and subscribe if you want to continue this journey. Because in part 2, we'll uncover the remaining 3 movements, the ones that rebuild the nervous system, protect your brain from decline, and might just add years of clarity and strength to your life. So don't go anywhere. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and get ready. Because in the next chapter, Dr. Michael Harrison reveals what scientists are now calling the missing link between movement and longevity. Let's go to the part 2. In the previous part, we discovered how Japanese elders use slow walking, daily stretching, and deep squatting to maintain a level of vitality that astonishes scientists around the world. These 3 movements might look simple, but their impact on circulation, flexibility, and mental balance is extraordinary. Yet what you're about to learn now goes even deeper. These next 3 daily practices are the hidden foundation behind Japan's remarkable longevity. They don't just keep the body strong. They literally rewire the brain, rebuild coordination, and activate forgotten pathways of youth inside your nervous system. According to Dr. Michael Harrison, this is where movement turns into medicine. Now before we continue, tell me something. Have you tried any of the 3 movements from part 1 yet? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to share your experience, your age, and where you're watching from. Your journey matters, and your story might inspire someone else to take their first step toward better health. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what you'll discover next could add not just years to your life, but life to your years. Let's dive straight into the 4th Japanese secret, a practice that looks almost too simple to be powerful, yet it's one of the most scientifically validated longevity habits on Earth. In Japan, physicians routinely prescribe it as a form of preventive medicine. It's called single leg standing. That's right, just standing on one leg at a time. It sounds almost childish, doesn't it? But don't let the simplicity fool you. What happens inside your body when you balance on one leg is nothing short of remarkable. When Dr. Harrison and his research team at Fukuoka University followed 12,000 seniors over 15 years, they found something astonishing. Those who practiced 1-minute single-leg stands, twice daily, had 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer falls, and dramatically improved cognitive scores. But here's the real shocker. MRI scans showed these seniors had higher gray matter density in the motor cortex, the part of the brain that controls movement, balance, and coordination. You see, every time you lift one foot off the ground, your body performs thousands of tiny adjustments to keep you upright. Your ankles stabilize, your hips engage, your core tightens, and your brain fires rapid signals to maintain equilibrium. It's a full neurological workout packed into 60 seconds. Dr. Harrison explains it beautifully. When you stand on one leg, your body isn't just balancing, it's communicating. The muscles, joints, eyes, and brain synchronize in real time, strengthening the pathways that keep you stable, focused, and young. Japanese doctors even prescribe this practice during dental visits or morning routines. Many elders do it while brushing their teeth, standing on one leg for 60 seconds, then switching to the other side. It becomes effortless, a habit woven into daily life. Here's how to start safely. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair. Lift one foot just an inch off the floor. Keep your gaze fixed on a point straight ahead and breathe normally. Aim for 30 seconds per leg. As you progress, try closing your eyes or standing on a folded towel for a greater challenge. What's happening behind the scenes is extraordinary. Your vestibular system in the inner ear becomes more precise, your reaction times improve, and your balance system stays sharp well into old age. According to Mayo Clinic data, the ability to balance on one leg for 30 seconds is now considered one of the most accurate predictors of longevity, even more than blood pressure or cholesterol levels. People who can maintain that simple posture past 60 have the mortality profile of someone a decade younger, but balance is only part of the equation. To live long and stay strong, Japanese elders also train their bodies to remain deeply connected to the ground, through a movement most Westerners have forgotten how to do. It's called floor-sitting transitions, and it's exactly what it sounds like, moving from standing to sitting on the floor and back up again. In Japan, this isn't an exercise, it's a way of life. People in their 70s and 80s still sit cross-legged for meals, tea, and family gatherings, moving gracefully from standing to sitting dozens of times a day. When Dr. Harrison visited a 78-year-old village woman in Okinawa, he was stunned. She stood up from the floor, poured tea, and sat back down, all without using her hands. "You see," she said with a smile, "if you stop sitting on the floor, you stop being young." Her words turned out to be scientifically true. The University of Tsukuba conducted a study of 10,000 adults and discovered that those who regularly transitioned to and from the floor had 40% more lower body strength, 50% greater hip flexibility, and could perform daily activities independently well into their 90s. But there was an unexpected bonus. Their cognitive scores were 15% higher. Why? Because these movements activate the brain's prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for planning, coordination, and executive function. When you move to the floor and back up, your brain must coordinate dozens of small motions in precise order, shifting balance, adjusting weight, predicting spatial position. This multi-level planning keeps neural circuits strong and agile. Dr. Harrison compares it to a full brain workout disguised as a physical habit. To practice, begin slowly. Use a low stool or yoga mat. Lower one knee at a time until you're sitting comfortably. Then rise by bringing one foot forward and pressing through the heel to stand. If you need support, use a chair or your hands at first. What matters is repetition, not perfection. Over time, your body will remember what it once knew effortlessly. Researchers even discovered that the ability to rise from the floor without using hands correlates strongly with longevity. A Brazilian study of over 2,000 adults showed those who could do it lived an average of 6 years longer than those who couldn't. So, the next time you sit on the floor, maybe while playing with grandchildren or reading, remember, you're training your body and brain to stay young. Dr. Harrison often tells his patients, longevity isn't about how much you can lift. It's about how easily you can rise. Now we arrive at the final movement, the one that shook the scientific world. The simplest tool imaginable, a towel, became the key to unlocking years of vitality. This is the towel twist, or as Japanese elders call it, tenui hibiki. At first glance, it looks almost trivial. You hold a towel between your hands and twist. But the physiological magic that unfolds is extraordinary. When researchers at Tohoku University connected muscle electrodes to seniors performing the movement, they discovered something unbelievable. The towel twist activated deep core stabilizers, spinal muscles, even intrinsic muscles of the feet, all at once. It lit up neural pathways across both hemispheres of the brain simultaneously, something no other movement tested could replicate. Dr. Harrison describes it as a neurological symphony. Simple tension creating global harmony. Here's how it works. Stand tall, hold a rolled towel at shoulder height, with both hands about 18 inches apart. Pull outward, as if trying to stretch the towel, creating steady resistance. While maintaining that tension, rotate your upper body slowly to the right, keeping hips forward. Hold for 3 seconds, breathe, return to center, and twist to the left. Each repetition sends a wave of activation through your spine, shoulders, and core, stimulating every stabilizing muscle that supports posture and balance. This movement does something else that scientists didn't expect. It triggers the release of myokines, powerful anti-aging proteins secreted by muscle tissue during contraction. Myokines reduce inflammation, regulate blood sugar, and even stimulate the growth of new brain cells. Researchers found that the towel twist produced more myokines per minute than any other movement tested. That's right. A simple towel could outperform gym workouts in cellular benefit. One long-term study followed 15,000 Japanese seniors who practiced tenui hibiki daily for just 2 minutes. 2 minutes? The results? An average of 7 years longer lifespan, higher grip strength, and better bone density than non-practitioners. Their brains showed slower aging, better memory recall, and reduced dementia rates. Dr. Harrison was particularly fascinated by the breathing rhythm involved. When you twist, you exhale. When you return to center, you inhale. That rhythmic breathing activates the vagus nerve, which calms inflammation, lowers heart rate, and reduces anxiety. It's meditation in motion. The beauty of this practice is its accessibility. Anyone can do it, anywhere, with no equipment. In the morning, it awakens the body and sharpens focus. In the evening, it relieves tension and improves sleep quality. Just 1 minute at dawn and 1 at dusk can reprogram your physiology. Try it now. Pick up a towel, create gentle tension, breathe deeply, twist slowly, and feel how your body responds. You'll sense energy spreading through your spine and clarity filling your mind. It's astonishing how something so small can have such enormous power. By the end of his study, Dr. Harrison concluded that these 6 Japanese movements form a complete system for lifelong vitality. Together, they maintain strength, flexibility, balance, and neural health, all without gyms, trainers, or equipment. But perhaps more importantly, they cultivate presence. Japanese elders don't see movement as exercise, they see it as life itself, a daily conversation between mind, body, and nature. Each step of Sampo reconnects them with the earth. Each stretch of Radio Taiso opens energy flow through the joints. Each squat, each balance, each floor transition teaches the body to stay humble, strong, and grounded. And each towel twist reminds the brain that it's never too late to grow. Dr. Harrison says, aging is inevitable, but decay is optional. When you move with awareness, you tell your body to keep living fully. He recalls one final scene from Okinawa that captures the spirit of this wisdom perfectly. A group of elders in their late 80s gathered by the sea at sunrise. They began with slow walking, transitioned into stretching, balanced on one leg, squatted, sat, stood, and ended with the towel twist, all in peaceful silence, facing the horizon. They weren't working out, he said. They were simply being alive. So the next time you wake up, remember, youth isn't a number, it's a rhythm. Start with one small step. Try slow walking. Add gentle stretching. Practice squatting. Balance on one leg. Sit on the floor. Twist with a towel. Your body will remember. It always does. If this message resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who wants to stay young, inside and out. And in the comments, tell us which movement you'll start with today. Because as Dr. Michael Harrison often says, longevity isn't found in laboratories. It's found in the daily rituals of people who move with purpose. Thank you for watching. Stay curious, stay moving, and I'll see you in the next video.